Only POWWOW.
This is not what we agreed upon. But it is far superior to what I ever could have dreamed of. It is the Newman International 2021 yearbook.
Why are we here? It's because we are
preparing outstanding warriors with wisdom to overcome and win.
3, 2, 1. Hi, welcome to POWWOW. I'm TJ.
And I'm Ben.
These are birthdays for this week. Skylar Hilliard,
Lacey Matitis,
Xylon Cravens,
Jerwayne Powell,
Joshua Sillers,
Thomas Cleaver,
Gracie Graham,
Isaac Torres,
William Sauls,
Blake Armstrong,
Brady Whitmire,
Mofat Samba.
and Cola Bright.
Alright, congratulations Sophia Mendoza for being truthful even in the small things.
And to Matthew Hodgins for helping other students with computer issues.
Alright, our student athletes of the week goes to Orlando Gooden from the boys varsity basketball for scoring 15 points and shooting 3 for 5 from the three-point line.
We also have Cody Ritter for boys basketball scoring 21 points as a part of a 26-point comeback win.
We also have for volleyball, Gabby Hernandez for newcomer of the year, Lais Matitis for second team all-district, and Sydney Cross for first team all-district and second team all-state.
And here's to our teacher speaker of the week, Miss Spoon.
Hi, y'all. Welcome back to school this year. My topic for POWWOW this year was motivation. And I was originally scheduled to give this talk in March, but I thought what a great way to start off the new year was to give it in the first POWWOW of the year. So, however, I have struggled with how to give you all this talk and talk about this topic because teachers and students alike have more in common than you think. We have all struggled as to how to work through this new way of teaching and learning since the pandemic started back in March. So let me just say that if you think I'm going to give you some magic way to get through this, you might be disappointed by the end of this talk. With all the research and reading that I've done trying to get ready for this, I've done over the break, over the past few months and weeks, the conclusion that I have come to is that there's no magic answer to get everyone motivated. There's no magic answer that I can give you But I hope that by the end of this, that you have a completely different perspective on how to be motivated or how you can motivate yourself. So, like everything and every powwow, we usually start off with defining a word about what we're talking about. So, I am going to define what motivation is. Motivation is the act or insistence of motivating or providing with a reason to act in a certain way, or the state or condition of being motivated or having a strong reason to act or accomplish something. Something that motivates is an inducement or an incentive. So we are trying to give you incentive to complete things. And as teachers, we're trying to get motivated to complete things. So as I was sitting at home yesterday morning, like I usually do on Sunday mornings, I was watching a sermon that my pastor was giving, and he summed up the last several months absolutely perfectly. It can be summed up like this: month after month of a day-by-day experience of a previously unimaginable life. A year ago, none of us could have imagined what this year was going to be like. As humans, we are ingrained to have a fight or flight response. I have seen a lot of fight, but I have also seen so much flight as I've seen in the last several months. So let's talk about the last several months of how school has gone for everyone. For some, they have just kept going and done as they usually do and done just as great as they've always done. For others, it has been a bit more of a struggle. And for more than you will ever know, it has been a huge struggle, teachers included. Your teachers and administrators have had endless conversations about what we can do about this and how we can solve this problem. Like I mentioned before, there's no magic solution for everyone. Let me state this before I go on. Your teachers all feel called to be at this school. We all know this is where we're supposed to be. This is where we're supposed to be doing. This is where we're supposed to be teaching. We're supposed to be here with the students that are here and the students that are here now and teaching these students in this situation at this time. We know that we don't do this for the money. You all know that we don't do this for the money. We do it because we genuinely love what we do. We love our students here, and our administrators love our students and our staff and our teachers here as well. We work here because we love working here. You might be thinking, so what? What does this have to do with motivation? My struggles with this situation, how we're learning, what we're learning in, or me in general. What does this have to do with anything? So I'll tell you what it has to do with. We as teachers and administrators understand and are capable of extending something very valuable to you. In today's world, it is so severely needed, especially right now, but it is not always given, not by everyone, not by me, and not by people outside of the school. The teachers and administrators of Newman understand this more than the majority of the schools you could choose to go to. You're probably asking, what is that? You might be wondering what it is. It is the concept of grace. I know Miss Lewis always talks about this. She says, we are extending you grace. Take the grace. You're probably asking, what does grace have to do with motivation? Well, once I explain grace, you might understand how it can be a powerful tool of motivation. So, what is grace? According to dictionary.com, grace is favor or goodwill, a manifestation of favor, especially by a superior. Being an English teacher, I talk about word origins and where words originated from. So, did you know where the word and concept of grace actually came from? And why we are able to understand and use this concept in our own lives? Grace is only around because of Christ. This is why grace exists in the world. Grace was bought and paid for through the life and work of Christ. So that is where the concept of the word grace actually came from. So in these times, we have all found that we are mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually exhausted. I cannot tell you the amount of times I've gone home and I felt totally drained on all four fronts. So my pastor was talking about an article he read last April that stated this. And this is an amazing prediction that he made back in April 2020, the guy that he was talking about. You're likely to make mistakes at a higher rate this year. And oh, how true this has been. How true this has been. And this is true for all of us. But what this can mean for us is this isn't an excuse, but we can acknowledge where we went wrong, be honest about where we need the grace and forgiveness, but be willing to give everyone else the forgiveness and grace they have extended to us. But here's the great news about all of this, and this is what it has to do with motivation. It is a new year, a new semester, a clean start, a clean slate. You don't have to keep heading in the same direction. You have to do a few things to be able to get started for the new year. First, and Miss Liz has stated this to many students and many parents, and she stated this to myself many a times. Give grace to yourself. Until you have embraced the disappointment you have with yourself, you cannot move forward to extend it to the rest of your life. Yourself is the only thing you have control over. Only you can control your reactions to things. Only you can control how you adjust your attitude this coming year and how you choose to handle everything this semester. You can choose to keep going the way you're going, or you can choose to give yourself the grace and forgiveness you need to start over. Level up and move on. Begin again with a clean slate. Everyone deserves this. Second, you need to have grace with others. If you have grace with yourself, then you can begin to have grace with others and not place blame on others for what you are disappointed in that you have done. You don't have to ignore it and you don't have to acknowledge it, but you can do it with a graceful and forgiving spirit so that you can reconcile things aren't as they should be and move forward. Leave the past in the past. Leave it there. Give them some grace. You know, we're all human and we all make mistakes. Last, you need to give grace with the world. We all know the world around us is not perfect, especially now. Recognize that you cannot control the world around us. As a human, we are tempted to fall into the trap that we can live in a world of our own making. We cannot control the world, so we cannot make our own world. Remember, no matter who you are, whether you are religious, the Serenity Prayer has some wisdom for all of us right now. So anyone who knows me halfway knows I'm a control freak and completely OCD about things. This year has been a totally new level of letting go, and for me, letting God. I have gained a whole new level of grace and trust. So this, just the top part of it, even if you aren't religious, can probably help you find a whole new attitude and motivation. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, living one day at a time and enjoying one moment at a time. This has never been truer. Only change the things you can, because you can change your attitude, and you can just do it one day at a time. When you guys get overwhelmed about how much things you maybe have gotten behind on, take it one day at a time, one thing at a time. This is what I continually tell my students. So let me leave you with this. Number one, let go of the disappointment we feel this last several months has brought on to us. Let it go and start your new year. Start fresh. Number two, give yourself some grace. Everyone deserves the grace. Number three, give everyone else grace. Give the world grace. Give others around you grace. Give your teachers grace. Everybody is trying to come up with a new way to get through new learning and a new year. And number four, step into the new year with a new attitude and a new way to go about this new year. Embrace the opportunity of this challenge and live with the grace you have been granted. Grace and motivation actually go hand in hand. Grace is a gift. However, just know this. It is unmerited to receive. It is unable to earn. It is unworthy to receive. It is a free gift. It does restore us, though. Grace is what keeps hurt from breaking us and breaking you. How are you going to start this new year? How are you going to get through this new year? As my dad always says to me, and he always said to his employees when he was working in a pharmacy for almost 50 some years, it's not a problem, it's an opportunity. So I'll leave you with this, and this is for me and anybody else who wants to take it and go with it. The thing that we can take into this new year is to be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other just in Christ God forgave you. Thank you very much. I've had a conversation with you about starting out the new year correctly. I'd like to show you a few ways to help you get organized. So some of your teachers may have already shown you this, but in case they haven't, or you're an online student, you might be familiar with daily exit tickets. This is something we wanted to start in the new year if they hadn't already been using them. So here's a slogan that I put on here that I thought was really good, was day one or one day, and it works either way you read it. You decide. So you can start today or you can start one day, but it'd be better to start today. So one way that you can get organized is by working on a online planner, and this is on the Daily Exit Ticket website. So I created an interactive student planner. When you click on the new online interactive planner, it will actually tell you that you need to make a copy for yourself and your Google Sheets. And it'll bring this up. So the first thing you'll want to do is change the name to your own name so that you have your own name here. And then you can fill in your class period, your class name, your teacher's name, teacher's email. And a lot of us have reoccurring Zoom links, so you can put your reoccurring Zoom link. And then it's got the months down here where you can put in your class schedule. You can put in, you can put in what you've got to do for homework. You can put in whether you've done it. You can check it off. You can customize this any way you want. And it has January through June when we get out. But it also has this nifty little grade tracker where you can keep track of your assignments, tests, quizzes, and the grades that you actually earned on them. So you can tell, am I doing well? Am I not doing well? What do I have to keep up with? So that you guys have a little bit more control over what's going on with your grades, with your classes, and with everything else. So I hope you guys will take advantage of this and keep a little bit more organized with your year. Thanks so much.
All right. Picture Makeup Day will be on Wednesday, January 13th.
International Day and Early Dismissal this Friday, January 15th.
And if you're interested in playing golf for the school, please contact Mr. Steve.
Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, Monday, January the 18th.
And now for our school song.
May God bless our school as we march to light tomorrow and stand tall today with love, faith, and hope. We rise to build our nation with wisdom, stature, and faith, yeah. May God bless our school today and forever.
And that's all. Congratulations to Sophia Matitis for being truthful, even in the small things.
Sophia Mendoza.